I am very excited for this video today. Some of you may know this because I have mentioned it before, but I actually have been playing League for quite a while. So trust me, when ARCANE dropped, I was ridiculously stoked. And full disclosure, I have watched the show and I freaking loved it. But after so many people had asked me to react to the soundtrack and I was kind of like, oh, I've already watched the show, isn't that a little bit weird? I realized that like, while I had engaged with the episodes, I hadn't paid all that much attention to the soundtrack and I definitely haven't dived into it at all. So getting to sit down and actually properly listen to some songs is, whew, your boy is ready. Before we start, I thought I'd let you know that I have a gaming channel. I've been having a wealth of new experiences over there, from being terrified by Five Nights at Freddy's to confused by Doki Doki Literature Club, and most recently, infuriated by Cuphead. So if you'd like to watch me play some games, the link will be in the description below. The first one is called What Could Have Been by Sting, of all people, featuring Ray Chen. I don't actually know what scene this is from. I wonder if I'll be able to pick it. It's very somber piano.
I am the monster you created.
I would not have picked that voice as Sting. Sting's from The Police, right? Roxanne! Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner. Yeah, The Police. So he was Roxanne! I sounded like Carl Weezer. Jimmy! The deeper, warmer, like reverberating feel to his voice is gorgeous here.
Ripped out all my parts.
This is like one of the stupidest things I've ever said, but this is really sad. And I know that some of the subject matter in the show was very sad, but when it comes to productions like this, it generally feels as though everything is working together and that's what makes it sound so sad. Whereas this is just setting the mood by itself.
I hope you know we had everything.
I don't know the name of the technique, but it sounds like the kind of weird vocal harmonies you get in What You Say? What you say? That song? I think it's because there's a lot of layering of intentionally similar harmonies, or even just singing the same notes. So it just gives it this slightly weird vibe. And for something like this, makes it sound so much darker.
What could have been?
Oh my god. Oh. If you know me, you know I'm a sucker for strings, and simple high strings like that. And then they make it so much bigger. I mean, it's not just the musical tone that's making it sound so sad. That was literally just a lyric that said, "Why don't you love who I am?" Wish I could tell you.
I am your ghost, a fallen.
I'm curious how they're gonna incorporate a featured artist in this. It doesn't feel like something that would naturally lend itself to someone coming in and just busting a verse.
I was meant to be yours.
It's so hoarse and throaty. It's really nice. And I like that that soft piano has persisted throughout pretty much the entire song. I swear, y'all, the last couple of weeks in doing reaction videos, I have been treated to more strings, violin, cello than I feel like I ever have in my life, and I'm so here for it. And especially when they have these swirling surges that just are so full of emotion, it's just now occurring to me that Ray Chen might be a violinist. Yeah, okay. He's a violinist. Also, he's a Taiwanese-Australian violinist. Hell yeah! Australia! I'm out here like, how are they gonna add like a featured artist? And in my brain, obviously, my first thing was like, yo, what could have been? We could have had everything. But in reality, you know, he's the guy playing the violin and doing so gorgeously. Why is this music like making me reassess my life?
I want you to hurt like you hurt me today.
Way too well written, I swear to God. I've only just realized as well, it sounds like there's kind of a bass synth in the background that is complementing that piano. I can't quite tell if that's the case or if just the piano is deeper now, but regardless, every layer is just melding so beautifully.
I want you to hurt like you hurt me today.
I just heard that he's saying, I want you to hurt like I did.
What could have been?
So this will be the first time I say this in this video, and to be honest, I'll probably repeat it a couple more times, but one thing I'm really glad for is that Riot didn't just go, let's make a show and stop there. I think when it comes to TV and film, or really any creative project, you've got to make sure to be aware of and to nail down like all aspects involved, because making a great TV show isn't just about having a great script. You've got to pay attention to that, as well as acting, cinematography, and a million other things. But it's really nice to see a production company also go, we are going to put a huge focus on the music, because that is also so important. I'm just so happy that this exists, and that it exists in the way that it does. The next song is called Snakes, and it's by Miyavi and Paris. Now, Paris, I think I've only heard one song of, and that is Burn It All Down, which was a banger of a song. So I guess I'm expecting something a little hype. That wasn't the kind of hype I thought that was gonna hit me with. I wanna say that felt kinda grungy, but I don't even know what genre I'd call this right now. Oh, those vocals are so good. The insane amount of like badassery that comes out of vocals like this is amazing. I also love the way that they're kind of filtered. It's not just these raw cutting through vocals, they're quite stylistic and have that sort of radio effect. The whole soundscape going on. There are so many things that I keep trying to listen to that's bouncing around my head. And a mix up to the rhythm is always gonna be welcome for me. Then they decide to half-time it for a couple bars. I feel so alive. I'm living. Happy Matthew. The bass kicks kind of became so slammy to the point that they actually sort of didn't sound like bass kicks anymore. It sounded like someone slamming some toms on the drums. It's really great construction of the song to kind of have these little sections that as you go between them keep giving the song a sense of movement. I feel like I'm being accused of something. Oh my god. Right to the very end, they're messing with it. Literally to the last bar, they were playing with the rhythm still. I just love when artists try things. The vocals absolutely slapped ass. Smacking my face off over here. Slapping my ass and smacking my face. That's the motto of this song, right? The depth that each individual song has really shows, and that carries over into the show as a whole and the soundtrack. It feels like there's this wide berth of different sounds, tones, and topics that are being covered, and damn if that doesn't make everything so engaging. This one is called Guns for Hire, and it's by Woodkid. I tell you right here, right now, that was not the sound that I thought was coming out of this person's voice. I hear Woodkid and I think like, what kind of artist do you think, Andrew?
Minecraft. Don't know. It's too tired.
So the genre of music that you think Woodkid from the ARCANE soundtrack would be is Minecraft.
Hey, leave me alone.
Well, what I was gonna say. I hear Woodkid and I think some kind of rapper, like hip hop sort of vibe. And to hear like low dramatic singing, here for it, just surprised. That is a very deep voice. And he's got some really nice vibrato that he can hit. It's also so depressing, so dark. No joke, I think his voice is actually lower than some of the bass in this. It works tremendously well for the vibe they're trying to hit, and I love how much of the low end they're leaving in, because it kind of lets part of his voice reverberate throughout this entire song, so that after the lyrics have been delivered, it kind of melds out and feels like it forms part of the instrumental accompaniment. It kind of feels like this guy could hit a mad high note. Right as I say it, and it's breathy too. Oh! once he hit that note, I was like, oh, I recognize this. Are those trumpets? There's some sort of brass going on there, right? The depth to this, my god. I've talked about this for sure on my channel before, but I don't think people necessarily realize how hard it is to make a song sound like this, because it feels like this is coming from all different directions, and it's mixed so that some instruments sound further in the background than others, or come towards and away from the foreground. Think of all the factors you have going on when you're making a song. Being able to execute that so flawlessly is just, it blows my mind. I don't know how people manage to do that. Such a deep piano note, my god. Kind of feels like it's like creeping forward now, and we're picking up the pace. The way the strings are swelling with that. Oh, it works so freaking well for this. The surge on the higher notes too. This guy's voice is so great for dramatic vibes. Change of guitar? Hot damn. I'm not super certain that I could say something that I haven't said for the other songs, because what this video has amounted to has just been me sitting here like, I'm so impressed! Truly just phenomenal work and phenomenal vocal work. I am always impressed to hear people sing like that, because it's one thing to just sing really nicely and hit a bunch of notes, but it's a whole other thing entirely to sing with that level of emotion and feeling to the extent that someone listening to it can just feel it and work off of that. I'm so thoroughly impressed, and I'm glad I've done this video. The last song we're gonna listen to is called Playground by Bia Miller. Ominous. Very cool, still very ominous. The like mechanical sounds. Oh, okay. Right as I said it, I realized. I'm out here like, oh, it feels like kind of mechanical. Oh, Matthew, it's almost as if it's like, you know, steampunk. God, she's got a great voice too. It feels like with a couple of these songs, I've been like, I don't recognize this at all. Was this even in the show? And I start feeling really stupid until suddenly the part hits that was really focused on in the show, and I'm like, I do remember. This says track 1. Was this like right at the start of the show? Yo, the flow of this is sick. And again, such badass vocals. It's crazy. Such thick bass. It's also cool to have a song that's a bit more electronically produced, because it feels like a change up from the previous ones. There are those weird harmony layers again, and yet again, they're working so well. If I don't hear her doing some amazing runs later in the song, I'm gonna riot, guys. Ha! I'm gonna riot. It was not even intentional, but I'm gonna claim it. It's a bit of a change up to the melody, I think. Very, very clean notes. Nice. The higher harmony. Oh my god, and the rhythm hits. And this is what I was talking about, the runs, just singing out the song like this. So good. Damn, she hitting high. It's just ridiculous and so impressive to see a piece of media that's been so well done from all angles. And damn if I ain't happy that I've been here to witness this. Every song there was fantastic. The show also, my god, I cannot believe how good it is. And I am overwhelmingly ready and excited for season 2. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to click that like button. And as always, have an awesome time until I see you next. See ya.